And we are live. Wednesday night with those guys, and Wednesday night with those guys is sponsored by
those guys.
Yes. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. This is where what Wednesday night with those guys, and as you know, this is where we talk about everything in the drone world and promote the usage of drones. So, welcome to everyone that is out there. Yes, this is it. Yep. Welcome. Yep. Thank you. Yeah. Anyway. This is where we promote the usage of drones. And like I said, if guys, listen, the weather is nice here. It's been nice the last few days. It's really nice this week. You know, we're going to have a new summer coming in. And if the weather has really been nice where you are, please let me know how the weather is where you are. And if you have been able to get out and fly your drones, please let me know. Let me know. Put it in the chat. Let me know how the weather is where you are and if you've been able to get out and fly your drones and exercise your wings. How are you doing, Lawrence, on this wonderful Wednesday? It's the middle of the week. Hump day.
I'm good, right? Welcome to Wednesday night with those guys on Hump Day. No, that's right. Johnny Dronefly, they have the hurricane down there they're going through. He's on the Gulf, remember?
Wow.
He's down in the Gulf area. So I hope you guys are doing okay down there. So far, I think he went live and showed a video earlier. I saw something said that they were doing okay. For now, hopefully you guys get through the rest of it safely.
Yeah, hope everything is okay. You get through it safe, man.
But I'm doing good. The weather's been nice. I haven't had a chance to fly because I'm on this computer more and more. I want less computer, more fly.
You know what? I don't want to hear about your moves. You said you wanted a raise. You got a raise. You got more computer.
Yeah.
You got more of this, you got more of that.
Yeah, that's true. I be careful what you ask for, right?
Little of this, and little of that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but you know what? Where'd you go? Oh, there you go.
I had to adjust my seat, my squeaky seat.
Well, you know, last week I was making jokes and stuff like that. And I was, hey, what's up? What's going on, Scott? Jackrabbit? You know what, Lawrence? I mean, how many people are here? I see TJ. Well, how many people are in the chat?
Right here, Scott just came in. Jackrabbit, John Olson, TJ Giggles, Eldon, peace. How are you? Takeoff and Land just got here. I think he's probably commuting from work. I said TJ Giggles, SJM Drones. Frank Rizzo was here earlier. Brooklyn Jimmy's laying in the cut listening. I think that's about it. I said Frank Rizzo and everyone. This our usual handful of people that come in, which we appreciate early in the stream, because sometimes we say things early in the stream or sometimes we say things late in the stream. And either you catch it or you don't, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes we don't have any bombs to drop, but sometimes if we're going to say something randomly, it'll be in the beginning of the stream or at the end of the stream, and that's how we know if you actually watch the stream or not.
Oh yeah, well, there's guys that have the stream on and doing things that may miss things.
True.
You know,
people are commuting home from work. Frank Rizzo, I know, listens to us sometimes. Matt Bagwell, he listens in the background while working whenever he gets a chance.
You know what's crazy?
Never forget, yes, 9/11.
You know what's crazy? You know what's crazy? the old truck, right? The one I love so much. That one I can listen to YouTube live streams and stuff like that while I'm in the truck driving. The new car can't do that.
See, Brooklyn Jimmy says he's waiting for the bus now.
And I'm quite sure I can set it up, but the old car was already equipped that way.
Right.
You
That's
know?
funny. That's funny.
I'd rather drive the old car. Fuck it.
I hear you. I'm with a lot of older things too. I mean, I grew up at a time where we played with erector sets and live electricity when we were young. Kid today would be dead. The Lionel train set, you know, the vote that was going through the Lionel train sets back in the day. Come on, man. And I'm talking, and I remember playing with my uncle's Lionel train sets. They showed me how to hook it up. And first couple of times they did it, and I was like, I got it. And they was like, don't ever do this. And I never did that. Kid today, you give them a Lionel set, they burn down the building.
No, they would just trip the breaker.
Oh yeah. Wusses. They don't even have to change fuses like we did back in the day. That was the real breath taker, changing a fuse.
Thank God they changed over from that.
Yes.
No, it would just trip a breaker now. And just, you know.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, everything's on a breaker now. Back in the day, you had to walk to the store and get more fuses because you only had 75s and there was only one red 50 or some stupid shit like that. You remember?
No.
It's not that bad. I'm exaggerating. Herman's an electrician, so this is funny for him. But you know what I'm talking about.
No. I never had.
You never had. Oh, well, I'm sorry. That may have been just slightly before your time, but they should have made you study them shits, though.
Hold on. I know what you're talking about.
Okay.
But my father was an electrician too, so we didn't have that problem.
Okay. I got you.
Yeah, you know when circuit breakers came out?
No. I actually don't.
Before you were born.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So, in other words, the places where I was living just had crappy electricity. I remember being little and old people's homes had those fuses because I used to have to go to the store and get them if one blew. And they would give me the one that blew out. They would give me that one to go to the store with.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I digress.
Okay. No, I got you.
How's everybody on this fine Wednesday? I hope the weather's nice where you are. Like Herman said, hope you guys got a chance to fly.
Yeah, nobody posted they got a chance to get out and fly.
Right. Jim's Droning does have the Neo. So now you can officially call him Neo Man. He actually put out a video, a little short video, taking off and flying it around the park.
You know,
yeah.
I was looking at that, you know, the Neo. We're gonna talk about that a little bit tonight. You know, there was some things that interest me about the Neo.
Okay.
We're gonna talk about it a little bit.
Scott's still working, but listening. We appreciate you.
And I was the only see you know what I've looked up with the how they set. We'll talk about it later.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, because the Neo is a nice little toy if you
have certain peripherals already.
You got
because then it's only $200. If you have the controller and you have the goggles already, it's more than worth the deal.
Well, technically, you can fly what you already have.
True.
Okay, I'm gonna leave it at that because I was looking at a few things, you know, and you know, there's you know, we've been committed to this thing, and I guess it's going to happen, right?
Yeah.
Next week, Saturday. Not this Saturday, but the following Saturday. So we got a whole nother live stream, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't foresee anything happening that will stop next week's live stream.
Okay. And the live stream is the day before your birthday.
Yeah.
So we should have a birthday live stream.
Should we?
We should have a birthday live, something, just have a couple of drinks, salute, happy birthday to you. We've done a lot since your last birthday, business wise. We
And
can
let
have
me
a drink
ask you a
together,
question.
and
Let me,
yeah.
let me ask you a question. So, how do you propose we do a thumbnail and launch the stream and have we're gonna have guests on we're gonna
It's
have
a
guests.
pre-barbecue. I guess we could have some guests on.
We're gonna have
But
guests.
that's up to you. Your choice, your option. We have some random people to come on.
Random people.
Yeah.
But if it's supposed to be my party, aren't people supposed to invite people to my party and like I'm supposed to show up? Or
All
that's like,
right, all right. I'll handle it. All right,
that's
I'll
a surprise party.
handle the guest.
We'll figure it out, I guess.
Yeah,
Huh?
we'll work something out. Definitely, because it's our last stream before the barbecue, so we'll be pushing the barbecue hard, like we're going to do tonight. And we want to know. I have to put that questionnaire, that poll on the Facebook, those guys' Facebook page, to see who's coming.
Mm.
I forgot.
That
Actually, this morning I couldn't do it. I just went squirrel. I was supposed to do some FPV work early this morning, found that I didn't have a wire. Then I found a wire, and there was a whole bunch of shit. Hey, Drone Days, how are you? Happy hump day to you. But anyway, for those of you who are listening, next week is Herman's birthday on Thursday. We will be live Wednesday, so we could do a sort of like semi birthday / pre-barbecue live stream if you guys are down.
You know what? It's not that big of a deal,
I know it's not, but I want you to think back and right now, while we're talking about it, think of where you were last year with this business in comparison to where you are today with this business, with those guys, Ariel. Okay, and it might almost bring a tear to your eye. The struggles, the dirt in your eyes, the concrete, the noise in the background. I'm just saying.
It's only my 30th birthday though.
30th what? 30th drink?
Birthday.
He said 30th birthday. You guys hear that, Croco Bull? You let this man tell you he's going to be 30 next week. You believe that? RJ says early happy birthday. We're going to get back on it by next week. We're going to have something planned. We're out of the norm.
Well, anyhow, what I did wanted to talk to you, what I will show you though, was that last week I made jokes about how you was ungrateful and I told you I had credit.
Yeah.
But I don't understand how they ships things around here. I really don't understand how things get shipped, because I ordered some things and all I got so far was a set of batteries that came. I got a set of batteries, right?
Right. And what are those batteries? Yeah. Go ahead.
This is batteries for the drone. And this big ass box here of a solar panel, right?
Okay, 100-watt solar panel, FYI.
Right. Okay. Now
somebody's been using the corporate card, I see.
Now watch this.
Yeah.
No power bank, no drone.
So hold on, let me see. You have solar panels, but no
Right.
power bank,
Right.
and then you have batteries for a new drone, but no drone.
Right. Right.
Where did you order from?
Who ships like that?
I don't know. The days of shipping have gone to the shits. I mean, FedEx, they over the years they've been going downhill.
No, you know what it is? It's
What?
FedEx. It's not who ships like that. It's
I
who
know it's
delivers.
FedEx. That's
It's
what I
who
said. They've been
delivers
going
like that.
downhill. RJ says he's only 25. I'm nearly 20. Oh shit. SJM says I'm nearly 22 3 times. See, he's more realistic than you, 30. Right, 30 days.
Do the math. That's all I'm
Oh
saying.
my goodness. I can't. RJ says I'm only 25 times 2. See, they get it. 30. 30
Okay.
in what other equation? Add
Okay.
it to that.
Okay.
30 in what other equation?
You see, because
I'm just saying.
27 and a half doesn't work well. So I rounded it to the nearest.
Hey, Moss Photography. Hey, Moss Photography. DJI is having issues with their drones and U.S. Customs. Some shipments are being held up. Well,
That's what it is. I hear you.
isn't that Vic? Isn't that Vic Moss?
I'm not sure. It's possible.
See, I have to go to the channel. We did. I have to go to the channel to confirm.
No, but
Okay. Go ahead.
yeah, I just was talking. I mean, no, seriously.
How are you, Vic? What's up?
Not this Saturday, but the following Saturday, we will be having our little barbecue and meet up at Calvert Vaux Park. Lawrence, I don't know if you have the location.
I do have the video, so sit back and
No,
relax.
I have the video, but I have the video, but do you have the location?
The location, yeah, I can pull that
link,
up in the snap.
The link for the location. But
I can.
here's the video for the barbecue on the location of where we'll be on our how they say it, Lawrence, on our lovely spot for flying. Anyway.
Vic Moss says, give him a second to get down to the office, and he'll be joining us shortly. But in the meantime, this is the actual location where we will be. I have it pulled up. Share screen right there. And you guys should see that. This is the park, Calvert Vaux. There is an AMA airfield here, so don't even worry about it. We will be flying around Coney Island Creek. The actual location to the spot is right here. We will be here barbecuing in this area, either here or here where the benches are. Actually, between this entrance and these trees right here, this first set of trees, there's the parking. Not a problem. I will pin this right now. Share location.
What I will tell you is that this is New York City.
Yes.
So whatever amount of
the weekend.
Whatever amount of space we need is the space we'll take.
Yeah, true. If we need more room, we'll take more room.
Right. People won't even.
I'm sorry. We will acquire more room. Take is the wrong word.
Yeah. So if you have a folding chair or something like that, or you know that you feel
please
more
bring it. Yeah.
than sitting on the park bench, then feel free to bring it with you. If you have a little tent or something like that, if you want to bring that. Hey.
Well, yeah. Our last barbecue, people brought tents, they brought tables, they brought chairs. The Charlie Mafia came with Drone Bum. Those guys, they had chairs, little setups, cool everything. Everyone was doing well. Extra tents, whatever you want to bring with you. I suggest a chair to sit in. Really, more so.
Yeah, really, truthfully, you know, in between your flying and socializing.
Well, while we're waiting for Vic Morse, we got a video from the barbecue we could show until he gets here.
Okay.
Okay. You guys bear with us for a minute, and I will pull this up. There we go. This was from our first barbecue 2 years ago.
Watch another episode of Phantom Flight 101.
Is it too loud?
No. We're over here at Calvert Vox Park, and those guys are at it again. Got a little meet up here today, but supposed to be here today.
We have Big Matt coming, Ray Cool Big, Justin Drone Evolution, Anthony Charles, and we even have the captain flying in from Florida, Ray Kelly.
So basically, some of the finest drone pilots on the East Coast.
That's right. Out of the state, locally, quite a few pilots. Some of the best, like you said.
So let's put the birds up and get some shots. Hope you enjoy the flight.
What the hell is going on here? I'm sorry about that. The hell? See this? Come on, man. There's the yellow submarine, the infamous.
How you like it out here, man?
Oh, that's great.
Enjoying yourself?
All right. But you guys get the gist of it. If you want to see if you want to see the video, it's right here. It's about 8 minutes long. Check it out. Give us some views.
Yeah, that's funny. You know, that was funny. You know, also coming up in November, we have the Vegas drone meetup. That is November 8th through the 10th. So if you guys are in the area, please feel free to check that out. If you have made it your plans to be there, please. I've seen it. I've seen what they got scheduled for you guys. You got to check this one out. You got to be there. If you made reservations, then you're in. And we got Mr.
Because he thought we were under attack.
To hang out and talk to us. Here we got Mr. Vic Morse. How are you doing?
You're muted, Vic. You're muted, Vic.
You think I'd figure out how to do these stupid things by now.
There we go. There we go. All right.
So you're talking about Vegas? Perfect background. I did not plan that.
Nice.
We've that thing just slapped us right in the face, and the last time we were here, we spoke about that, and that's funny because I told Lawrence, I said, we got to talk about this because we have been talking about it, and I couldn't find a better fit for it, but for The Empire Strikes Back. You know,
That's awesome.
the people on their side spoke, and they saw the need for what you're trying to ban, and they spoke that the Empire actually struck back.
The evil empire.
You know, so there was a whole lot of things happening and a whole lot of wording. There's been videos floating around. And like I said, the last time you were here, we spoke and I told you some of this wording was going to come back. So it's something else, and here it is, CCP,
CCCPDA.
right? Yeah. right in our face, right? So
in our faces, yeah.
So this still has to go through the Senate, right?
Yeah. Well, probably I'm trying to find a stinking email. I'm not ignoring you guys.
Will this help here? Will this graphic here help? Give me a second. Right there. Bingo. Boom. Will that help?
I don't see anything.
There
it is. Well, that's House Resolution 2864. 2064. That's what was voted on yesterday in the House.
And it has passed, as we can see here.
Yeah, but it's wackadoodle. For those of you who don't know what that means, look it up. But the way things are going right now in DC, I mean, the language for the CCCPDA has already passed into the National Defense Authorization Act. I think that's what we talked about last time, right? So Stefanik got on her little soapbox. Molinar got on his little soapbox. And they had what's called China Week in the House. So very jingoistic stuff going on. And what happened is they did all these bills and they put them all together and they said, let's vote. And they voted. So it voted, it passed. It wasn't a full chamber vote. I'm still a little confused as exactly how that works. But since it's already in the NDAA and now it's past that, I kind of consider it a belt and suspenders kind of situation. Mm-hmm. Where, they've got the belt with the NDAA, and now they have the suspenders with the actual thing. That's as far as it's gotten. Mm-hmm. So that's one step out of total of 4 before it has to come a bill. From here, it'll go to the Senate. The Senate has to vote on it. So we have 2 things going on in the Senate right now, which is where we need to concentrate. I was actually supposed to be on a call with a senator, and he didn't show up. So, or his staffer didn't, I should say. I was sitting there for half an hour with a bunch of cops from Alabama, just sitting there going, But anyway, it's Scott here. So it's Rick Scott is the main dude in both of these. So Rick Scott and Warner, I can't remember his first name, Charles. Anyway, the guy from Virginia, and then also Tester from Minnesota. They're trying to put the CCCPDA language into the Senate National Defense Authorization Act. So you need a program to keep track of the players here. Mm-hmm. I get confused. I live and breathe this crap right now. But it may or may not work. It probably won't work. They're getting a lot of pushback. And the other thing I was trying to find actually is a particular. I should have been a heck of a lot better prepared. Sorry, guys. But
don't worry about it.
A guy named Eric Sayers, and I just put that in the wrong place. He tweeted out. I don't know who he is. Oh, he's one of our legislators, I believe. He said, "How I hear the Countering CCP Act is getting pushback." It's like, really good,
really.
So, I'm assuming that means the amendment. It's goofy right now. So what we're trying to do is working, obviously, with the Senate. So they're trying to get it into the Senate, into the NDAA. I apologize. That has to be done this week. And if that doesn't work, they'll try and do a standalone bill. And that has to be done this week. What the Senate is trying to do is get everything done this week so they can go back to campaigning next week. They're trying to cut it short. So that benefit, that's actually very beneficial for us because politicians usually don't move fast. And when they do, catastrophe happens. So that's kind of where we're at with that. So right now, one part of 4 has passed, and we were expecting it to. This was not a surprise to anybody paying attention. It has to go to the Senate. It has to go one of two ways to the Senate. And since it's different than the House Act, that would then have to go to a conference committee to get the differences hammered out. And then it would have to be okayed by both chambers again. And then it would go to the president. So we're one step closer, but there's still a whole lot more steps to go. I'm still trying to decide if I'm still cautiously optimistic. I think I'm still cautiously optimistic. I haven't crossed the line yet into a little worried. I think I'm still cautiously optimistic.
That's good.
Doesn't mean we don't need to quit paying attention. We still need to do that.
That's good though, Vic, because I'm not I'm not feeling the same feelings either. Like, the sky is full. I'm not there yet either.
I'm not there yet. I'm looking up, making sure when I get raindrops, okay, that's not the sky falling. Right. But no, I'm still. I don't know what comes after cautiously optimistic, but I think that's where I'm at.
Well, you know what? I hate to. I'm that guy, but
no, that's okay.
Mixing the politics and everything like that. After listening to last night, I kind of understand what you're talking about.
I couldn't do last night. I turned the TV on. It was on. I was like, click. Can't do it. Can't do it. There's not enough heartburn medicine in the city of Denver to fix me on that.
I kind of understand what you mean about, cautiously optimistic, because we're gonna be paying. We're gonna pay. Some way or somehow, we're gonna pay. And I kind of feel that we're gonna kind of get. I don't know. I just don't know. But
no, nobody knows. Anybody who says they know what's going on is lying.
Yeah,
including if I say it's not going to pass, I'm lying. There's a former business partner of mine out there saying this is all going to pass and we're screwed. He's lying. He has no idea what's going on.
I do know we're going to pay. That I do know. Because that's what always happens.
I don't know. I actually have my own idea for a bill.
Let's hear it.
And I posted it, and it's like a 13-minute long article.
Can you give us a?
I can give you a synopsis.
I was going to say a 2-minute synopsis.
I can give you the elevator pitch. How does that sound?
Okay, there we go.
I'm trying to find it's if you go to dspalliance.org and go to my newsroom, it's my top article right now. I pushed it out yesterday. Do away with any ban. Ban's not going to work. It's going to kill the industry. Done. End of deal. Industry over. Even if it's a 5-year ban, industry over. We can't fix it in time. So get rid of that. Get rid of the Drones for First Responders Act. Right. Because that increases our tariff up to 50% by 2029, and then everything goes away in 2030. Get rid of that. Get rid of CCC PDA. Get rid of that. What we need to do is there's two issues. Let's start there. There's two issues. One's real and one's it can go either way. The real is we don't have good drone manufacturing in this country. We don't have the Chinese subsidize all manufacturing. It's not just drone. Chinese subsidized manufacturing. We probably can't on par just simply because of the way our economic engine drives, but we have the money ready for us this second, right now. We pay 20% tariff on every Chinese drone that comes into this country right now. How many of you knew that? We have a 25% tariff for every Chinese drone that comes into this country, and that's been going on, I think, 3 years. Where does that money go?
I think a lot of people do know that they're paying, but they don't know how much.
No, how much? 25%.
That's it.
That money is going into the giant toilet called the general fund.
Right.
If Stefanik, and I will give this to her. I will give this to her. She can take all the glory and give it to Scott in the other chamber. I don't want my name on it. You guys, it's yours. Go read my article. Take that. Write a bill that earmarks that 25% to the drone manufacturing industry in the United States. It's dspalliance.org, and then go to my newsroom at the top of the page.
Hold on.
dspalliance.org.
Yeah, I got you.
And then go to my newsroom, and it's called, I don't know what the hell it's called. It's my article. I don't know. I can't remember because I wrote it. Something about DC's crazy. I can't remember exactly what I said. But take that 25%, earmark it to the U.S. drone manufacturing industry. Set up this fund. Don't give it to the first responders. Don't give it to the farmers and ranchers. Don't give it to the critical infrastructure people, because what are they going to do with the money? It's going to sit because we don't have anything to buy. So give it to the manufacturers, help them then create more of an industry in the United States. Oh, and also open it up to those who support the manufacturing, the chip industry, the injection industry that's going to make the bodies, the motor industry. Open that same fund up. It can be grants, it can be tax breaks, it can be low interest, no interest loans, whatever. But use that money to build up the American drone industry, because we're already paying it, right? It already exists. So, I mean, this is obviously nutshell. I mean, this is a tiny little bit. And as far as security, write security standards. Boom. Write security standards that need to be done, and critical infrastructure, not across the board. Because as my business partner Kenji says, the Chinese don't care about bird butts in Oregon, because he was not allowed to use a DJI drone to do the wildlife count by the Department of Wildlife.
That general fund, that
big toilet,
the general fund that the money just seems to just disappear from. You want them to pay for it from there?
No, I want them to take what's the 25% we're already paying that goes into the general fund, pull that back out. Say, no, you can't do this. This is coming from the drone industry. It needs to benefit the drone industry. Take that 25% out, earmark it for the drone manufacturing industry in the United States, and build up our own drone manufacturing using money that already exists, and we as end users don't pay a dime more for.
I feel you on this one.
I hear a butt coming,
and I understand, and I understand exactly how. I understand you totally, and I agree with you 100%.
Oh, there's no butt coming.
No, there is a butt.
Oh, there's a butt coming. Okay, go for it.
But how America works is that we have to tax the people.
Well, we are taxing the people. We're taxing us. We're taxing all three of us and everybody on this call right now.
No, they have to pay. No, they have to pay more.
No, we're already paying that 25%.
No, they have to pay more. They have to.
No, we don't have to pay more.
There's sufficient funds there for them to get up and running.
There are roughly $3 billion a year coming into the United States this way.
Wow.
I know it's how we work. Why, if it's something's working and we keep doing it, it's insanity to keep trying it, right? So let's try something different. We're already paying this money. It's already going out of our pockets into the U.S. government pocket. Take it out of the U.S. government pocket and put its own little pocket for drone manufacturing industry in the United States. The money never changes. The money never. Let me rephrase that. The money never increases. It's already coming from us.
I agree with you totally, and I saw where you were going with that, and I love it. But they can't do it.
Maybe I'm being Pollyannic. I don't know, but somebody's got to suggest something, right? And if we can get Skydio on board, if we can get AUVSI on board, which, by the way, my article is an open letter to both Michael Robbins and Adam Bry. Let's come together and let's take this to Congress as a community, as an industry, as a whole, and say, do this and don't screw us.
Really quick, Vic.
I don't know how this is going to respond to when you speak to them. I mean, AUVSI. When you speak to them, I don't know how they're going to respond when you.
Well, I sent it to Michael. I ran into Michael last week. I know Michael. I sort of consider him a friend. We have our, but I didn't get a chance to talk to him last week in Vegas. We were all there for Commercial UAV Expo. I tapped him on the shoulder real quick, walking across the floor. Said, "Hey, I need to talk to you." Yeah, let's talk. And then we never got a chance. So I sent in the article Monday, and I'm asking him to comment on it, and also ask him to forward it to Adam Bry, so he can comment on it too.
Okay.
If we can come together, we can make things happen. This community or this industry is fighting amongst itself.
I'm in GSPA now. Is it your article, the Drone for First Responders Act, isn't?
No, that's one of my articles. No, if you're in the newsroom, it's the very first article. Let me actually pull it up here. Whoops.
Stupidity as DC seems to be snowballing.
There it is. That's that one. That's the article.
That's it. I just wanted to copy and paste it.
Oh, sure,
those of you who believe reading is fundamental.
I need to do videos. Nobody
This
reads
is a
anymore.
good read. It's a good
Nobody
read.
reads. And I quote, I quote, let's see, I quote, I can't remember who I quote in the very beginning. I quote Abraham Lincoln, Pink Floyd, and the disciple Matthew. All in the first paragraph. How's that for varied folks?
Yeah. With apologies to Abraham Lincoln and the Apostle Matthew and Pink Floyd.
There you go.
An industry divided against itself cannot stand. And if you want to know any more, I put the link in there. But
awesome. Well, thank you. Thank you.
It's not a problem.
I can look at comments, can't I?
You're an entertaining writer.
Well, thank you.
You write from your gut.
I do.
You write, and if the letters had muscles, it would be all, you know.
It would be.
So now, this thing that they voted to agree on and they passed. So it speaks to the
House.
fact, right? No future drones from DJI.
Right. No future FCC licenses. So remember, it's not just drones. It's action cameras. It's gimbals. It's their e-bike. Their e-bike has to have an FCC license.
Right. Everything that they have that has to have a connection into Wi-Fi or internet connection. I understand that. They don't want the total ban on it, right?
Total ban on new.
Right?
New. Yeah, I want to make sure people understand that.
So the sales, because I checked out the wording of it. So anything that's being sold now or that will come into play before this comes to law, because this is not law yet.
If this becomes law,
right? Because this is not a law. This is not a law, and I want everybody to know. Like I said, that's why I worded the stream the way I did. The Empire Strikes Back, because remember, there's a Return of the Jedi.
Yeah,
you understand?
Mm-hmm.
There's a Return of the Jedi. So, with this being said, you know, okay, we look at this and everything like this. So they got this no future drone. So if DJI, between the time that this ever comes to play, can just flood the market with drones and
they can flood they can flood the FCC with license applications. They're not going to flood the market with drones.
Well, not the FCC, but like stuff like what I see, like they're doing it. They've been putting out a lot of stuff lately. In the last
Air 2S 3, Air 2 3, Air 3S. I don't know what they're calling it.
Yeah, so many of them now, right?
Yeah, there's other rumors which I won't repeat because I hate repeating rumors. I think the Air 3S is a pretty much of a done deal.
Yeah.
The other rumors I'm not going to comment on. And I do have a Neo, by the way.
How do you like it?
I don't know. I don't have it. I got it in Vegas last week. And we were Greg Verdio and I hung out at the Pilot Institute booth most of the week last week. And Greg was playing it. Greg didn't have one, so he took it back to Prescott to make a video. And I had all 3 batteries charged up Friday nights or Thursday nights, or Wednesday nights, so I could play with it Thursday on the floor. When it was supposed to be actually a thing. And DJI came over because they didn't have one for their booth, so they came over and said, "Can we have it for our booth?" And so I got it back. I got it back with no battery juice, and then Greg took it to Prescott. So I literally turned it on, flew it about 10 seconds, and that's the extent of my Neo experience.
Let me see if I got this straight. Wow. The guy that's the guy that asked you to borrow yours.
They didn't have one. And that gets back to the whole shipping crap with customs right now.
Can you imagine that, Lawrence?
Well, Vic Moss came in at an appropriate time because Herman was like, he was using the company card, and he acquired a few things, and he got the freaking solar panel for the power bank, and he's got the battery for the drones, but he doesn't have the drone or the power bank.
Yeah. See, I was watching. I was kibitzing from afar. I didn't want to jump in. I didn't want to jump in and let you know I was here just because just in case you wanted to wait till at the end of the show for me to come in.
Okay. No.
We had it kind of scheduled because I know that usually We'll bring you in on usually on the end of the show.
Right.
Yeah,
So
and usually after something happens
so
too.
we switched it around now that you hear it.
I'm easy. I'm easy.
You know,
Life's too
so
short not to be.
no, I just a few things about this thing that interest me, because with the CCP and looking at this thing and how they work, the wording of some of the stuff now, you know, and like I said, listen to what I listened to last night. I know there's some tariffs coming in, and tariffs only, to me as a consumer and as a person who's doing business operating, tariffs only means that I'm going to pay more.
A tariff is just another word for a tax. It's just tax spelled wrong. That's all it is.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm going to pay more.
Yeah, the Congress says we're going to do this tariff because that way the companies pay more. Bullshit. That's like that's like corporations don't pay taxes either. Let's tax corporations. Like, no, taxes are just an expense that's passed on to the consumer. It's just a business expense.
You see somebody put in the chat, if the law goes through, provided it becomes a law.
Okay. Thank you for that caveat.
If the law goes through, it would stop DJI from putting out new updates for drones that are already approved with the FCC.
No,
that's quite all right.
No.
It would not, because it has nothing to do with the FCC license. The updates would still go
valid
through.
Licenses.
Yeah, it's a valid license. The updates would still go through. You could still get that model. You know, if you have refresh and you need to replace your Mavic 3 Pro that you crash into a tree twice, not that I have ever done that, you know, that will come in. Status quo should not change. 99.99% sure should not change.
Right.
It's just that 0.01% because technically the FCC could revoke licenses, but no one's going to do that. No one's going to do that.
And
honestly,
I'll
eat my hats if so. So
I don't
stuff.
honestly believe that would affect anything that comes out within the next couple of years.
It depends on how quick the bill, if passed, is put into law. So if it's part of the NDAA, it might not be till December of this year, because obviously that's when they signed the NDAA last year. Yeah,
and then it has to go through. Vic, really quick.
Sure.
I'm hoping on, with knowing how our political system runs, that after all of this election stuff goes off and people start saying, oh, remember, you owe me this, you owe me that. Everyone goes and they settle down and it just lays in the cut and people forget about it and it dies off.
I would like to see that, but I'm not that optimistic.
Yeah.
I'm trying here. Help me click my ruby shoes, man. I'm trying to get home.
There's no place like home. There's no place like home.
This one is going to the battlefields. I just don't know how deep into your pockets they're going.
Okay, really quick. Did you see Frank Pallone's video?
Me?
Vic?
No.
Okay, yes. Okay,
Yeah.
I want to segue into this. I would like you to watch this along with everyone else.
Ooh, I love videos.
And it's only 1 minute and 16 seconds. You could grit your teeth for that long.
Oh, I'm fine.
Okay. But you know where I'm going with this, Herman. I would hope.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
I wanted to ask you about.
I'm scared.
Don't be afraid. It's nothing bad. It's really nothing bad. But I don't know how many people actually saw this video, this clip here. It's only 1 minute and 16 seconds.
In the last few months, we've seen reports that hacking groups linked to China, Russia, North Korea, and Iran are gaining access to our communications networks to conduct surveillance, collect massive amounts of data, and manipulate our elections. And because of this, there's a real risk that the information that they collect could be used to launch cyber attacks on our critical infrastructure and undermine our democratic values of free speech and expression, as well as civil and human rights.
It's almost over.
Fortunately, Congress has acted with strong bipartisan support to bolster the defense of our communications networks. My bipartisan Secure and Trusted Communications Networks Act, which became law in 2020, established a list of equipment and services that pose a national security risk and prevent their use in our communications networks. And HR 2864 builds on that bipartisan work by adding the telecommunications and video surveillance equipment and services provided by so-called DJI technologies. better recognized as the equipment and services used in their drones to the Federal Communications Commission's covered list. With this action, Congress will ensure that future versions of DJI drones cannot be imported, marketed, or sold in the United States.
To
Okay.
paraphrase,
Okay. Yeah. Now you can let loose.
show me the proof. And oh, by the way, I don't fly connected to the frickin' internet. I am not connected to the internet when I fly. How am I supposed to supposedly? It's bovine scat at a scale we have not seen in DC in a very long time. He is lying through his lower orifice.
Well, I wanted to show that because if you read the comments, someone put a comment saying, "Do you even read the stuff that your interns write?"
That was definitely a word salad. The other issue is, okay, future, but he's saying it's happening now. If this was real, ban every DJI product in the United States right now and make people turn it in.
The FCC licensing and everything, and they couldn't do that.
And this goes back to what I told you, Lawrence, in the beginning when I first heard this going on. I said, my goodness, they're worried about China doing to DJI what Americans are worried about you doing to Google.
It's absolute hogwash.
And the crazy part about the whole, let's get to it, but the whole crazy part about it is that you're talking about what could be done.
Yep. Yep.
Not what's being, what could be done.
Exactly.
And now that everything has been done to stop what could be done, you're still on it.
Right. Right. I wrote a line. I'm trying to find it because for the life of me, I can't. It won't come off my brain right now because it's in the Stupidity in DC Keeps Snowballing Act article. I gotta find it
because it leaves like first responders and the people who they help in bad situations. You know,
absolutely.
Like right now, you know, I mean, I don't think I'm so special, but we use these things to, you know, inspect these cell towers. And could you imagine what it would take for what we can capture with the drone? What it would take for them to set up a rig or something for them to get a guy up there to take a look at each and every area that they can see from the photographs that we capture. And the images that we put together, the models that we put together of the entire area. I just can't see them doing that.
So,
by the way, they don't need it.
Some of these places they cannot get a cherry picker.
They don't need it. They don't need it. They need none of this crap. If they want to do something dangerous to us, all they got to do is jump in there with cybersecurity and shut us down. That's all anybody has to do. It doesn't matter what color the frickin' bulb is that's holding up the insulator. It's ridiculous. And that's assuming that you're uploading that stuff anyway from your drone. I mean, you upload it to your client, obviously, but they're saying that DJI steals it. It doesn't happen. It does not happen.
And that's not true because that information doesn't even get uploaded through the drone nor from the phone. No. It gets uploaded in the computer.
Exactly. I can't find the line.
I thought you would find that clip amusing, though.
Oh yeah, it's hilarious. I actually started. It was sent to me while it was going live. I watched a little bit of it, and I like I said, I can't stomach it anymore. I have to listen to some of it, or at the very least get the synopsis at the end. I've got people in DC that'll do that for me, which is really nice. I don't have to sit there and listen to it. It's stomach turning, and it pisses me off beyond belief. And I try real hard to stay calm and collective and nice, but it's what Stefanik and Boulinar and Lee. I'm sorry, Lee too, but to a lesser extent in Utah. But Scott and Werner and Tester are doing is pure ignorance, and I think it's ignorance in the pejorative sense, not just ignorance in the I don't know what I don't know sense. I think they know. I know for a fact Stefanik knows, because I spent an hour on the phone. I told you this last time. I spent an hour on the phone with one of her staffers and went over all this stuff point by point.
Right.
Point by point. And she still gets up there and spews this narcissistic, blabbering falderall
You know
of
what?
crap.
Vic, to calm your nerves some.
I'm sorry.
All I'm going to say,
Maybe it's time for you to start drinking again.
all I'm going to say is take a deep breath, let it out slow, because after the elections, a lot of these people that are going for the same CCP stuff are going to freaking disappear because the funding's going to stop.
You very well might. And that's our hope. And one of the things we talk about with the DC people is, I got to plug my computer in here, that there's going to be a new crop of folks in, and if we can get to them before those who are twisting the facts, I think that's going to work to our advantage. We don't need to reach. There's some we need. We can just write off. We can write off Scott. We can write off Miss Stefanik. We can write off Warner. We can write off Tester. We can write off Moulinar. But there's others that of that part. My party. I'm a conservative of my party that can go ahead and we can reach out to them, and they can be reasonable people. And the same thing on the Democrat side. It's both sides.
This is what I'm hoping for, honestly. That after the elections, the parties that were paying to promote all of this say, hey, I have to focus my money somewhere else. And Stefanik and then will crawl back under the sludgy rocks that they came from.
I hope so. I've lost respect.
I mean, think about it. We have a story here that we did. The FAA right now is working on a way that commercial and delivery drones can work under the 5G spectrum. Which is great, meaning for first responders, if there isn't cell capability, but there's still a 5G network in the area, they could still perform search and rescue or whatever needs to be done. That's another story in itself. So I do believe they're trying to get rid of the consumer end of drones. I do believe that.
I don't. But you're not alone, by the way. You're not alone.
But in the same sense, they're also talking about
it's hard to believe,
allowing us to fly beyond visual line of sight with these 5G networks, as opposed to having a series of. The story even suggests having a series of ground stations along a common route.
That's another possibility. Absolutely.
So I believe with all of this technology heading to the fight, allowing these delivery drones and to have a designated 5G area. Say you want to go from Las Vegas. We know you can't fly there, but you want to go from Las Vegas to
that's Mavic 3 Pro right there last weekend.
Certain people, you want to fly in an area. Say Hollywood wants to come in and shoot a movie. They would designate a 5G network, designated frequency for these guys to come in and shoot all the work, etc. And then their time limit would be up. And I don't believe that they're investing all this time into these networks and just to hang all this shit up. That's what I mean.
I wouldn't say no, but it's like, how do the problem with that, these things become regulatory, and then cities start capitalizing on try to start circumventing other laws to make sure that
navigation laws,
right? To make sure that you have to have this to be able to fly. That becomes the next issue.
Well, see,
I don't see that happening, because the FAA is pretty adamant about not letting other cities and states and other political subdivisions say, hey, you need this in order to fly. Because that's an FAA going, that's pushing the envelope. Now, you may need permits to do certain things in certain areas. It's no different than a film permit. I like to say it's no different than going to the park and say, I want to rent this pavilion for my son's birthday. Well, then you need a permit for that. That's a land use permit. I'm fine with those. It's once you start messing around with the airspace, nope. Put your pencil down. You're out of bounds. Stay in your lane.
The whole land use thing is weird too, because that pavilion, the grass right outside of it, bring all your people out there. They won't ask you for a penny.
Depends on where you live. It costs $20 to rent one here in Colorado or in Lakewood.
Well, and all I can say is I'm trying to be optimistic like you,
No,
Dick.
good.
Until and I keep telling people this on the live stream. I keep telling people I meet. They're like, "You fly drones? How can you fly? Stop it! Get away from me with that buffoonery. I don't want to hear you talking like that. I'm going to keep flying until they tell me I cannot fly anymore, and it is law.
Yeah.
As long
There's
as
no
I have
reason
my
not to.
Part 107, if I need to get a Part 35 and 456 and ABC to fly, I'm going to do it.
You know what, Lawrence? I'm glad you say that because I'm going to be the guy from now on that keeps the camera on hand for the day that happens.
Ain't gonna happen. Ain't gonna happen. I'll go out on a limb and say we'll never be shut down. They cannot shut down a multi-billion-dollar industry. They cannot.
Oh no, I know that, but Lawrence knows what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Oh, the FCC shuts us down. I'm flying. Come get me. No, I'm dead serious. Come get me.
Listen, all I can say is I'm making some new investments now. I'm switching over from in FPV world. I'm switching over from one operating system to another ELRS. I'm switching over from Crossfire, and if they were to throw the switch on all DJI drones, they still couldn't stop the world of FPV.
No, they couldn't unless you use an 04.
And I don't see them throwing the switch on all of these DJI drones. They have factories and warehouses. Well, not factories. They have warehouses with DJI's stuff on skids. Well, the tax money is paid for already. So now they have to sell this stuff. Well, and they still have new stuff coming out.
Nothing is going to affect what's already out, what's planning to come out in the next
100% amazed.
Yes. We have to get that point across.
In the near future. Yeah, nothing is going to be affected by what's coming out in the near future. Your Air 3S that we're going to see, maybe not even your Mavic 4. Was it 4 or 7?
Mavic 7. Let's get 4, 5, and 6 out first.
Yeah, Mavic 4. Maybe not even that, but I don't know. It all depends on the timing.
We're talking about the future of the industry here.
Right.
Is what we're talking about.
But things like going further, listen, I'm hoping not, because in my personal opinion, I can't see after, I'm going back to like the first hearing that they had here in New York when they had with Daughtry and and a few of these other gentlemen from around the country, and they spoke to the lawmakers, and they were saying, based on what you're saying, we would love to be able to switch over from the Chinese-made product, but it is the best product serving us right now.
Mm-hmm. I don't know a pilot. I don't know a remote pilot out there that can jump on American product.
What do we do to catch up?
We don't ban DJI. I'll tell you that.
Right.
Because let me. I'm going to get back on my soapbox. Sorry. I got to be on my soapbox for this. They're saying ban DJI so the Americans can catch up, so the U.S. industry can catch up. Mm-hmm. That's making a huge leap and a huge assumption that is just incorrect, beyond the profanity-laced words I could use. Just because you don't let DJI into the American market doesn't mean they're going to stop innovating. True. We're 50% of their market. Autel too. I'm going to put Autel in the same boat. They're not going to stop innovating. If you've got a sandbox full of innovators, okay, here's a sandbox full of drone innovators, and you take out the industry leaders, the sandbox is still there, and all those people inside the sandbox, and this is actually in my article, are just going to start competing amongst themselves. If you don't have the industry leaders to compete against, all you have to be is good enough to be good enough. True. You don't have to be great to be good.
I understand exactly what you're saying, and I agree with you 100%. But at that point, I understood that they weren't talking to you and I. They were talking to someone who doesn't have a clue a clue as to anything about this industry.
So
that's who they were talking to. when they were talking and they put all of those words out there and security and security and security and security and security, they weren't talking to you and I. They were talking to someone else.
Yeah.
That doesn't have anything to do with the industry.
Yep. I think it should be a requirement for everybody in Congress to take economics 101, because what they're doing is so against everything that runs the economic engine of our country. And I'm not just talking drones.
It is.
It's
really
asinine.
It is. And you know what's messed up? It's not only going to destroy a whole society and community of drone pilots, but a whole entire market, because now with this, if provided this ban goes through the Senate, the next step after that is there's only 1 or 2 steps after that before the president signs it. It becomes a law. What really pisses me off is you're seeing the effects of what's happening in the DJI in the FPV world with parts. Yes, right now with parts. I've seen a part that went from $40 to $60, and it's expected to go up to $80, just because of this thing passing through Congress right now.
And the customs issue. DHS somewhere down the road told customs to start holding up DJI drone shipments. Nothing official. It's basically what they said was, well, we want to make sure they're not. There's this area of China that uses slave labor. DJI doesn't get stuff there. DJI is all in Shenzhen, right? Now they may source stuff from different areas. So what somebody in Congress did, and we don't know who, was not even any proof it was somebody in Congress, but I don't know who the hell else would. They told DHS to tell the customs, it's like, okay, we need to make sure none of DJI drone gear is coming from people who have sourced material from this region in China. And it's just like, okay, so then what you have to do, because then you have to prove you're innocent. They don't have to prove you're guilty. You have to prove you're innocent. So you take a look at your drone. How many parts are on a drone? A Mavic 3. There's hundreds of parts. So you take every single one of those pieces. You find out where you sourced that part from. You go talk to those people, and they need then to find out where they source the material for that part. Okay, do they have heavy metal? Oh, well, where did you get the heavy metal from? Oh, did you get, where did the wire come? Where did the rubber come from? It's ridiculous what they have to go through.
Samsung and Apple would be just as guilty of the same thing, because
that's not politically expedient.
Because of the atrocities that are committed that it takes to create the cell phones that we use.
In theory. Yeah. So it's can you imagine what would happen to a congressman that said, well, we need to ban Apple now? They would be laughed out of DC or run out of DC on a rail. One of the
or
two.
You'd find him in an alley somewhere missing a kidney.
Kidneys for sale. I'm still using it.
That's the same thing that I was thinking when you mentioned to us, Vic, about taking the money from the slush money and using it to create something.
But it's our money.
Look out.
It's our money.
No, that's their money.
No, it's our money. We gave it to them. The United States, no government produces anything. Government produces anything.
I get it.
Our money.
Okay,
now we're not going to get into economics. I'm sorry. This is a pet peeve of mine. Shut up, Vic. This is a drone show.
Listen, Vic, I want you to give a plug for your article you wrote. I have it here. I'm ready to post it for these guys.
It really is, and I've had some people read it who could make a difference. Nobody at Skydio yet that I know of. Nobody at AVSI that I know of. I hope Michael's read it. I honestly think, and this is from the bottom of my heart, all seriousness, no joking here, that we as an industry need to come together and present Congress with a set of regulations, or in this case, how to run a particular fund and security. And if we would then, as a community, as everybody who right now is doing this, if we do this, we can make a much bigger difference in our industry by simply going to Congress and saying, look, we're behind this. It's not going to cost us anything extra. The security standards already exist for the DIU Blue List. So relax those. get rid of the country of origin, because that's not a security issue. That's a political issue.
Right.
And if we can do this and we can get the industry behind it, I really think we can make a difference. Not only is it not going to hurt the industry, it's not going to hurt the people who use DJI and Autel and Anzu, and every single recreational drone out there comes from China. There are some that don't, obviously, but and so we're not going to be paying more. We're not going to hurt the industry, and we're going to help. Even more important, we're going to help American drone manufacturing industry by giving them money that's tied to production, not giving money to first responders and end users who don't have anything to spend it on. That is a farce.
Right.
That is just beyond stupid. People know better than this. You can't give somebody money to buy something that doesn't exist. It just doesn't exist. And that's the sad part.
Right.
So that's my plug. Did that work?
You're
great,
okay.
I put the link. I put the link in the chat. I've been doing it randomly, so it's definitely something. And someone suggested earlier in the chat, how do we get politicians that are coming onto the scene involved?
Once the election's over, we find out who they are and target them.
Right.
And we can go through the DAA, so the Drone Advocacy Alliance.com.
Yes.
That's the other organization. I know you guys push that out a lot. Thank you very much. As the director, I want to say thank you. Once the elections are over, all those emails that you send out will then start going to the new people.
Okay.
So you say, let's say, well, Hick, my guys aren't, my senators aren't up for election, but if they were, then if I wanted to reach out to Hickenlooper, if I wanted to reach out to my other senator whose name escapes me at the moment, I really feel bad about that. Sorry. Then it would then go to the new person, because we would go into the back end of that website and do that. So that's the best way to do it. Keep an eye on your own elections. Find out who your new people are, and then go from there.
I assume you guys, as soon as the elections are over, will make an amendment to the application so it goes to the proper senators and congressmen and assembly people, whoever it needs to go through, because I thought that was creative in the fact
it was. They came up with that. I was happy.
And it went to Chuck Schumer here in New York.
You know what? And it's actually it actually did work, because I got a few responses back for the amount of times that I.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yes.
And thanks everybody in the chat who did that too. Thank you very much.
So what I'm saying is that I think they are hearing, and like I said, I always, I'll quote back to what I heard last night, and I was like, but
you're a better man than I. Couldn't do it.
Vic Morse for president 29.
No.
I see what's going down.
And what is it? What did he say? What? If nominated, I will not run. If elected, I will not serve.
I see a lot of things that I just can't see them allowing to happen, because it's I listened to Stefanik and I listened to the other gentleman, Lawrence showed the and but Stefanik spoke to like a lot of things that is kind of true and not true, but what I'm
saying the word lie.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is that they're not mad at China. What they're mad at is themselves. They're mad at their own shortcomings. Because when you sit back and you talk about the subsidizing of DJI to be able to create this market.
Excuse me a second.
That has been able to serve, you see, because they speak about DJI as if it's only in America. Right. It's worldwide.
Worldwide.
These products are coming to America. So when they start doing that, you make it seem like it's so narrow, and these products are serving the world. So when only you have a problem with it, you open the eyes of everything, and it's like, okay, well, show me where's the problem. And you have to come up with something within your time period that's going to equal this or keep up with it in the technology realm to be able to serve the first responders and the people who are using this technology If not, then you're just spinning your wheels.
Well, they just hear that, the Skydio X10's fine. If it's so fine, why did New York Police Department cancel their orders?
See, I'm trying to behave here, Vic. Stop poking.
They canceled their
behave here with Skydio.
And Daughtry told them that.
Yes. I have my own feelings on that Skydio New York City contract, because they couldn't buy a contract here in New York.
They had to do the promo to let it take off and hover a little bit. They had to do that promo.
Yeah.
Skydio.
Yep, they did. They're still under contract for that.
Shirts. They had the
you guys are closer to that than I am. I'm not exactly breaking any.
Listen, I know what I see flying here in New York, and it's not no damn Skydio. All right, I've seen M30Ts, M30s, Matrices. Everything is DJI. I have not seen. So, despite what you see in other states, New York City flying Skydio, bullshit.
Or what they tell
the
you.
Stories I am not allowed to tell. That's all I will say. I could write a book about things I'm not allowed to say, but then I couldn't publish it. So what's the point?
Vic, I want to keep in touch with you as long as possible.
Absolutely. I know I've kind of
there's going to be that
show.
day.
Sorry.
There's going to be that day where you're just going to start spewing this information. I can't hold it anymore. And I want to be there.
I can't.
With a tape recorder recording. I could imagine some of the stuff that you can't speak on.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like I'm this big, everybody tells me they're craps person. It's just, I hear things, I know things, and there's not just me, there's others, and I can talk to them, which is kind of nice. We'll get together like little old ladies. But
MQZ says many of our local state politicians will eventually become U.S. representatives, senators, judges, and federal bureaucrats. We need to reach out to them before they get to the federal level.
That's not a bad idea. Or get really, really, really suspicious pictures of them.
I see that pattern. As I'm reading it, it makes a lot of sense.
Sorry, I'm in a very strange mood tonight. I got a really
okay.
I've shot different projects today.
Listen, let your hair down. You could do it here. We don't have a censor button. We're not.
I don't think anybody caught that.
What happened, Herman?
I don't know how many people caught that one.
That's okay.
You got to watch the replay.
Well, how many of y'all saw the picture of me and Kenji working with the cops in Vegas last week?
I didn't see that one.
I'm glad you brought that up.
We didn't get stopped.
Vic. What was that about?
Oh, it was awesome. We flew this.
That's what I said.
We flew this.
What is going on?
We had there was myself, Kenji, two local guys, and I don't have the permission to use their names, but I'm sure they wouldn't mind, as VOs, and we also had the director of marketing for Parazero with us. And we were flying totally legally, both myself and Kenji. Obviously, I have my binders that thick, full of paperwork. We were flying for video for Parazero to show, I've got my Mavic 3 Pro up. I've got the Parazero parachute on it. I can fly up and down the strip. Well, not up and down, because you're not supposed to, you're supposed to traverse over cars, not over the people, over the fountain, over Las Vegas Boulevard. And the cops showed up, as they should. First, two cops and two cop cars, two cops. They got out and they were asking, for paperwork, as they should. This is not a slam on them. And during the pre-flight, I gave Brian my VO, my binder, and said, one of your jobs is when the cops show up, not if. You need to keep them away from me.
Right.
Not like get away from me. Until we were on the ground. And the cop was like, yeah, you bring it down. You're fine. You need to come down. But we had all our poop in a group, all our ducks in a row. And they were great. We actually got a group photo with them all at the end.
See, that's nice.
And another, they called, and and this is pure conjecture on my part. There was another cop car pulled up with two more cops. So we had 3 cop cars and 4 cops with us. We were flying from a closed lane of traffic on Las Vegas Boulevard. And I think they called them out because one was a cadet, a cop cadet, and the other guy was a trainer, I guess, since he was with a cadet. And I think what they did is they called it out and say, look, when you're called out on a drone call, this is what you're supposed to look for. Because we had everything with us. I mean, to a point where when my VO gave the cop my binder, he opened it up, went like 2 pages, like, and he just gave it back to him. It's like, I'm not looking through this.
You know, it's funny because when I saw the picture, I said, now we have certain influencers that are known for staging things.
Mhm.
And Vic Moss is not known for
Oh
staging.
no, I did not
So
stage that.
right there, my brain is going, what the is going on here? And how did he pull that shit off? Because I want to know.
They were great. The cops were incredible. And one of the things, oh shoot, because it's on record that it was them. They had a comment about something that Las Vegas does that was not nice. So I'm not going to say anything. I
But,
should. That's like,
and
okay,
also, I want to point out the way they approached you was, like you said, how they were supposed to do
phenomenal.
it. Ask for your
Right.
paperwork, ask for your land, and you did the right thing. It didn't happen to Herman and I, but the situation of someone, Herman ran interference until I could land.
Right. And we were both at the end. And actually one of the cops landed like 3 feet, or landed. He was not flying. Parked about 3 feet from my landing zone or landing pad. And so I
Right.
asked him, "Hey, I'm coming in with a drone. Can you move forward a little bit?" Oh yeah, sure. We got back in his car and moved forward. So they're just absolute great cops. And they were, I don't have permission to show the group shot, but they were great. It's like, can we get a picture with you? It's like, yeah. So we all kind of stood together and right in front of the cop car and got a portrait with all the cops. It was
Well,
fun.
I think it was nice the way they handled it, due to the fact that they know for a fact the only one's bold enough to pull out a drone and a landing pad and stuff, they gotta have papers on
And
them.
we all had vests and we all had
Exactly,
lights
exactly.
and,
If you were hiding, you would not. That's what I tell
You
people. If I'm a drone pilot and I'm doing something bad, why would I have this bright ass vest on?
You know what? You know what's funny about what you say that, Lawrence? I realize that that's not actually true.
What?
Because here in New York, what I realize, like in a lot of areas with this construction going on, there's always somebody in the area with a vest, and they use the vest to walk around the area
And steal stuff
that doesn't belong to them, because no one will notice you with the vest on.
That's true.
Walking around with something over
he does have a valid point, Vic. There were times that Herman and I were at a construction site flying, and they were noticing that this guy is walking back and forth. Everyone else has helmets on and working, but he has a vest on. And Herman pointed out, notice he's passed her a few times. He's looking for shit to steal. Because if he walks up where a guy lays down a bag and in a few seconds picks it up full of tools and walks off, no one's going to suspect the guy in the vest. Right.
Yeah. Well, my VO and I used to joke about this because I have amber and white strobes on my car because I do also spend a lot of time in construction sites and mines and things like that. So as soon as I hit the gate, I hit my strobes. So we could be standing alongside or parked alongside I-25, one of the major highways here in Colorado, with my strobes on, with a hat, with both wearing helmets, both wearing high vis vests, both with shovels, and like a body wrapped up in a sheet that's obviously a body like you see on the on the murder shows on TV, and digging a hole. And there's this guy, no one would stop because it looks like we know what we're doing.
It does. It's funny.
Hold on a second.
And if we put a camera up, nobody would stop because they think we're making a movie.
Right.
What a great way to kill somebody and bury them.
Don't
ever anybody do that in the list, okay? Who's watching?
Where are these strobes at?
I have them in my grill and on my bumper. I've wired my car with strobes.
You know what, Lawrence? Because we work on the side of the road and stuff like that.
Yes. Cell tower right on the road.
Yep.
You know what, Lawrence? Those strobes, I might
get a cherry. You can get the yellow cherry that you just put on top of your car and plug in the cigarette lighter.
Because sometimes we have, for example, we were in Connecticut, and when I say right on the road, I could bite a nail and spit it on the ground, and that's how close the road is to the cell tower. And if we have to stop, let traffic go by, if there's a place for us to back up into or pull into, if not, those strobes would come in handy. I mean, we have our cones, we have our cones with lights on them. We have all of that stuff, but that's a great freaking idea.
Yeah,
Herman.
I've got four in the front, 4 in the back, and 2 on the sides.
Hey, how much is left on the corporate card?
Actually, they're not that bad on Amazon. I probably have $250 in it.
Oh, get out of here. That's all.
Yeah, but I wired it myself. I'm kind of.
Oh, that's Herman's an electrician.
Oh, there you go. Done.
The money's saved.
Let me give you a hint. When you put because I have a button on and off switch inside my car.
Yeah.
Make sure you get the one that's on. There's a light that's on when the power's to it, because otherwise you drive down the road with the strobes on, you forget they're on.
Oh,
so when you put an on and off button on there,
sounds like you're
time.
speaking from experience.
Make sure you've got the little switch that has the light on when the strobes are on.
Okay.
Free advice. You didn't even know we were going to talk about that, did you?
Now Lawrence has got me buying strobes. Okay.
As it should. Hey guys, I've kind of taken over your show, and I actually have to get going here.
No, that's all right.
No, we appreciate
I
you.
appreciate you inviting me on. I always love coming on with you guys because it's so much fun.
You. No
I'm
problem.
glad you explained the photo.
We love having you on
every time.
And it was important to talk about that.
Yeah. And anything pops up, I'm more than happy to jump back on with you guys.
We appreciate it. I'm going to put your article you just wrote into the chat. I'm posting also. We do push the Drone Alliance.
Yes, thank you very much for that.
Still keep filling it out. Keep filling it out, sending it in.
Everyone, please let your voice be heard.
Let your voice be heard.
I've gotten responses also. I'm like, Chuck Schumer, this is a scam. No, but
it might not be a scam, but it's probably a form letter.
Right. I did receive 2 letters saying that he had received, and they're considering the pros and cons to
right.
Us. So any response is better than no response.
Well, actually, any response is good, because even if you get a canned response or, hey, thank you, we'll keep your thoughts in mind, which is total BS. We all know that. It's been registered as, okay, this is a no by one of the constituents for the CCCPDA or the DFN. So even if you don't get a response, even if you get that same canned response everybody else gets, it still counts. It's worth it. 100%.
Okay.
So
Vic, thank
you, gentlemen, and thank you everybody online. I have not been watching the comments because I can't do more than one thing at once. And
don't worry, I got it.
Thanks for that. Anything pops up, Vic at dspalliance.org. You can't find my like I tell everybody, if you can't find my website or you can't find my email, you don't know how to use Google. So there you go.
This is true.
With that, fly safe, gents, as you always say.
Thank you, man.
All right, everybody, have a great evening. Bye.
Good evening. All right. You have a good one.
See. You learn something new every day.
Yeah. Okay. That was good. Learn. We flipped the show around, and we're going to keep on moving straight on, keep on going. So we're going to keep it moving with last week, right, on the 5th, there was a release of the Neo, right? And that was the budget-friendly drone that we realize now that is hands-free, and we've seen how it can work with all kind of your voice activation and everything like that. And we've seen some of the videos that's been put out on this drone, and we all have our opinion on it. And I personally think that it is a keeper. It is something that you should get your hands on if you need it. Truthfully, this drone is a drone that you can fly. I mean, I've seen some real world tests with it. Hey Gary, what's good? I've seen some real world tests with it, using it in the workplace, indoors, and it's a little iffy with the lighting, but I mean, if you can manipulate the light, then I guess you can work it, and if you can do it in post, even better. But it's totally hands free. It's got multiple ways of connecting with this thing with a controller. There's multiple controllers that can be used with it. You can fly it without a controller. It can follow you without a controller. I mean, let's be for real. Everybody was like impressed with the stuff that Skydio has done. Look at where they're going now with DJI. DJI is not playing, and this and this is this honestly, I'm gonna go out on a limb and tell you that this is the future of drones. Because I believe that now that this technology is possible and you see it's capable, imagine this with some of your top tier drones. Jump back.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I mean? Imagine this technology with some of your top tier drones. We've all seen in the past drones don't work well with trying to control them from your phone. But now you're talking about voice activated?
Yes.
Let's get it. Let's get it.
I have to agree.
Imagine your Mavic 4 voice activated.
Mm-hmm. This is where AI technology is going. I do see
voice activated.
I do see AI technology coming in because we're using it now.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, this drone is one of the first drones that connects on multiple platforms. It connects on your cell phone. It connects on a two-stick throttle, and it uses the motion controller. Those are 3 separate platforms that this drone can be four, and voice command. Because that is a control also, voice command. So you have 4 different options that you can use, Herman, to fly this drone.
No, you're absolutely right. You know, and you have multiple controllers that you can use with it too, because from what I'm understanding, that this thing operates with even your RCN2.
Yep.
The and the N3. Listen. There's a lot. There's a lot, and it also works with the DJI FPV controller. You know, the one, like the little boomerang kind of shaped one.
Yeah,
that one, the one that everybody
the game stick, the game controller side,
like sort of like the one for the what's that? The Telo. Everyone loves that, like the what's that? The PlayStation kind of controller.
Yeah, I'm looking here now. If you have a DJI controller and the goggles, this is a steal for a drone. $199 now. $200 for DJI tech.
But you know what though? With that though, Lawrence, it's not only
we missed a sponsor. We got to get a sponsor. Sorry about that, but
we missed a lot of the sponsors, but we had the conversation was good about letting everybody be informed about the whole thing with the passing of that. Well, not passing, but the fact that they voted on that bill that's going to now go to the Senate. But it was important to get that information out.
Thanks, Gary. 8 more likes.
Now,
which burner accounts?
Let's go straight to the top.
Yeah.
For drone news and tech talk, tune in every Wednesday night, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, to Wednesday Night with those guys.
There you go. How appropriate.
Excuse
me. Hey,
me.
Barkley, what's up, man? I just now seeing.
Where is
it? How are you?
Where are we at now? Oh, we missed a whole lot of sponsors. Wow.
Yeah. We did.
Having too much fun, but no, seriously. There's a lot of drone news we wanted to talk about tonight, and we did.
We can play something to break the monotony and then get back to the news. Mr. Pottyhead.
Not him again.
Yeah, Mr. Pottyhead's making an appearance. Shout out to Jim Beaushark, because without him, Mr. Pottyhead wouldn't exist. Okay.
Married me. She said, because you're really funny. I said, I thought it was because I was great in bed. And she said, see, you're fucking hilarious.
That's it. You gotta love Mr. Pottyhead. He's creative.
Wow.
He's hilarious. He is.
I kind of missed that one.
What happened?
I kind of missed that one because when you shared it, I was paying attention to something else.
Oh, okay. All right, you're gonna have to give me a minute to pull it back up.
Yeah.
Give me a minute now. I'll run it again in case these guys missed it too. Only because hold on. What the hell? Oh,
Uh-oh. You
my
lost.
bad. No. It's doing what the hell it want to do.
Uh-oh. Well, anyway.
I have to find the correct one because sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Well, anyway.
Here you go. Here you go. I got it for you. See, we're on point here, man. Only takes a few seconds. While I was talking to you, I was setting everything up. Here we go. One more time. You see it on screen?
I see some chick.
I asked my wife why she married me. She said, because you're really funny. I said, I thought it was because I was great in bed. And she said, see, you're fucking hilarious.
Yeah, gotta love them. Gotta love them.
You know what, Lawrence? And well, the drone community, we talking about bans on DJI products. Everyone was waiting on the Action 5, right? And in the last week or so, I've seen a few pictures and stuff that was floating around with the Action 5, and between Jasper and Igor from Quadro News, they seem like they've had a little Action 5 Pro fashion show going on. Because I've seen so many different pictures of it. It's not funny,
I've seen quite a few also, and you want to know what? This is crazy because I still remember the 3.
Right, and we're at 5 already.
Exactly, we're at 5 already, and DJI is pushing out stuff like, you know what? Y'all can ban us over there, but you're still gonna pay for our shit to be delivered to the United States. You're just gonna pay more.
And the thing is that, and I've seen talk about specs. Things about some of the specs on this thing.
It can live stream. That's a plus. 47 gig built-in hard drive. So you know how you forget that SD card?
Right.
You don't have to worry about that. The memory slot can handle a 1 terabyte SD card. Listen, the technology's changing. Herman, there was never a time we used to think that we would gloat over a terabyte SD card. Well, that has a lot of that has to do with the fact that people are shooting in 5K, 6K, 8K.
But that's what I told you when I built Big Chungo over there.
Yeah.
With over, I don't even know how many terabytes.
Herman built a pinky in the brain supercomputer. I'm afraid if he plugs it in, a quarter of Brooklyn's just going to black out. I'm just saying. It's his supercomputer. He's not plugging it in or hooking it up till he has a proper place for it, a proper power supply,
I'm
a cold room.
I'm ready to do it. Ready to throw the switch.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I'm ready to throw the switch.
Wow. Come on. We need 3 more. Get your burner accounts out, guys.
No, but there's a few other things, the RCN3, DJI released a new firmware that makes that thing compatible with the the Mini 4 Pro and the Air 3. So now you can fly your drones and knock yourselves out content with that. I'm going to be just skimming through a lot of this stuff because, like I said, the way the show got
radio, go for it.
Things got done. We had to flip through a lot of stuff. So just wanted to let you know on that one, as well as the this controller. What I thought was interesting, this controller was introduced with the Neo, and from what I'm understanding, you don't really need this controller. you can use the the N2, the RC N2 controller to fly the Neo, which when everybody was what makes that so funny is that when everybody was complaining and wincing and whining on whether or not the RC Pro of whether or not can it work.
Yeah.
Doesn't the drones that fly on the RCN2 fly on the
RC Pro? Yes.
C Pro
Yes.
as
Yes,
well
they do.
as the DJI RC RC.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm just saying.
All it is a software update.
I'm just saying.
With the fly OcuSync 4 DJI.
I'm just saying.
I get where you're going with that.
I'm curious to know how well it works, because you remember that the smart controller could fly the Air 2S, but it wasn't as clean as the RC Pro.
Right. And until they did that update.
No, the smart controller still doesn't fly the
okay.
the Air 2S as clean as the RC Pro. So I'm just curious to know whether or not that's possible still. And they left that out there. You know, DJI is also expanding the cinematic capability and power of the Inspire 3 by creating these new medium telephoto lenses.
Thank you, Gary.
Telephoto lens that what happened, Gary? Thank you, Gary.
He was politicking, making them pull out their burner accounts, telling them to go knock on the neighbor's door and tell them to click like.
You know, it's funny. I need to refresh because mine only shows the one.
Wow! Don't refresh. You may lose the stream. Don't do it. No, but no. So you've been pretty solid though, Herman.
What?
Your internet has been pretty solid since you've made that upgrade.
Yeah, I told you I was fixing some things.
Yeah, so, I see.
So like they expanded to this now this new DL 75mm f1.8 lens is designed with the Inspire 3 in mind. It adds a lot of things, but let's think about the things off the top of the head. That this thing has lined up. This ultra wide and standard. Well, I shouldn't say and standard, but ultra wide standard and medium telephoto lens options is beautiful with this drone. So this is the first ever and the widest that they've ever had with DJI.
Yeah, it's their so far it's their best camera.
Yeah, this their best ever. So you're talking about a lens that's gonna be optimal in multiple applications of light. Different from one end of the spectrum to the other with this, because the aperture.
I think is 1.8.
Yeah, 1.8. This is the best that they've ever done with any lens that DJI has produced in the full frame for their full frame market.
Yeah.
Like I said, there's a firmware that's out there for it, so you can check out the firmware if you're. When I looked at this firmware that they have for it, it's a huge firmware update that they have for the Inspire 3. It's almost like you just got a brand new drone.
Yeah, you got a new drone.
Yeah, you got a brand new drone, because they've enhanced just about every feature on it. I don't even know where to start, because they've even gone into, you know, your feature that you like the most, which is the vision sensor, vision
Yes,
sensor.
the obstacle avoidance sensor.
Yeah, you know,
They've enhanced the obstacle avoidance sensor. Hold on. Okay, they've done a few things here.
they've
They've done
enhanced
the
a lot of
pinpoint
things.
a pinpoint mode for Spotlight Pro.
Yes,
That allows you to lock on a GPS point. Okay, literally a GPS point or a subject, and
yeah,
you can fly the drone in any direction around it, and it will stay locked on that subject.
that's
Then
that
now this is something I didn't know.
point feature.
Yeah, that's the pinpoint mode for Spotlight Pro. But this is something I did not know Inspires didn't have, and it's a dynamic home point feature. We've had this on
Yeah,
smoke
that's what I
lower.
said to you. Dynamic home point feature.
I never knew they didn't have that.
Really?
I did. You would figure, come on, all this money for that drone, it would have. I'm sorry. This is great for moving shoots when operating from a vehicle. In other words, this dynamic home point. I had no idea. Like with our controllers, we can launch from a home point, right?
Mhm.
Now, once we launch from that home point, it will go back to home if you hit return to home. But with the dynamic home point feature, if you're in a car following another car, the drone will come back to wherever the controller is.
But
I
see,
really did not.
that's a feature that was in that's an original DJI feature from the Go
From
app.
the Phantom.
No, from the Go app.
Yeah, from the Phantom.
Before the Go 4 app.
Oh, the Go 4. Yeah, yeah. I see. I don't know before that. I only
you can that's why I said that whole beacon thing.
Hey,
The
Philip.
controller was always a beacon.
Right.
That's a reverse engineered product that Skydio did. The controller was always a beacon.
Yep. Yeah, you're right.
But
You're
yeah,
right about that.
you know, the auto exposure bracketing. So they got, you know, the bracket shooting.
Yes,
got
your AEB mode.
Yeah, that's another thing, you know. You know, your enhanced waypoint functionality.
Mm-hmm.
You know, all of these
Well,
things.
this is good. Well, this enhanced waypoint isn't like how it's similar, but not exactly like what we use on our lower end Mavic 3s and other drones. This one will allow the camera angle to roll while using the waypoint. So you could be flying in one direction and turn the camera back behind you and still lock on the subject. Whereas with our drones, our drone has to be facing the subject all along.
Right, that's the difference in it.
Yeah.
And you know, this is like buying a new drone.
It's a whole new drone, basically.
Wow. Well, when I started going through the list and reading some of these things, I was like, wow, this is like a whole new drone.
Flight mode protection. The safety enhanced prevents accidental switching between flight modes. Meaning, if you're in sports mode, like now they use Inspires for car chases. I've seen them. What's that?
How many times have you done that?
Yeah, that's my point. With an Inspire, use it to do car chases, and in the heat of the moment, you may have a rheumatoid arthritis moment or something, and all of a sudden you flick it from freaking sports mode to normal mode or to sin mode. It can happen. You know what I mean with those arthritic moments. You're orbiting something perfect. You're orbiting perfect. You're almost done with the orbit, and all of a sudden you think your thumb starts dancing on the controller.
He said rheumatoid arthritis moment.
Yeah.
No, he didn't.
Hey, Marcel, how are you?
No, he didn't. No, he didn't.
Marcel, how you doing? Hope all is well. I can't dance either, novice. I may be one of those few black men that cannot dance. I can barely do the Carlton.
You know that's actually you know dancing is actually not that hard.
Well, you tell my body that. Seriously, bro. Hey, Marcel, I got the ELRS back module flashed. I just need to solder up a chip and put it in a bird. Hopefully
Right.
that'll come through tomorrow. But
if you wanted to learn how to cook, right?
Yeah.
You would look at somebody how they cooking, right? And you would do exactly that, right?
Right.
Okay, when you get to the dance floor, look at that guy that's out there doing what you want to do and do exactly what he's doing.
It's not going to work. It's not going to work.
Okay.
Have you seen Elaine dance on Seinfeld?
Okay.
Have you seen? Hold on. Have you seen Elaine dance on Seinfeld?
Yes, but I got an answer to that. Okay. Plan B. Go over to the bar, right? Get a couple of shots, and then go back to Plan A.
Oh, that's what it is?
Yeah, it'll work. I'm telling you.
They're giving me some tips on ELRS because I do remember it is ground, power, TX, then RX. TX goes to RX, RX goes to TX. Same as Crossfire platform.
What kind of
shit? Hey, welcome back, Corey. It's when soldering anything that has two UARTs.
Where'd you go?
Well, I'm actually putting it. Here's the job. Here's the unit. Let me show real quick. I got it. Okay, I got it in the back. Hold it. There it is, and it's been flashed. I'm going to put it in an LR4 flywheel LR4. I'm going to once that's in.
Hold on a second.
Wait.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Where this all come from?
From my boy John Coopy. I got to give him props. My boy, hold on. I got to give props to John Coopy.
What? Wait. Your boy John Coopy? Now I like John Coopy, but your boy John Coopy?
You're my boy too.
Hold on a minute.
But you're my boss also.
Let me get this straight. Your boy John Coopy, the man helped you get one broke drone off the ground.
Well,
wow.
Yeah, he helps me out. I got to give him props. He actually sent me a link, and it took me a while. It didn't work the first time, and then the second time I read it over. Reading is fundamental, and I was able to flash the module. So I have to give a shout out to my boy John Coopy.
His boy John Coopy.
And now I have back now. Now Marcel offered me all types of help. Mark McCullum is another guy, but John Coopy was like, I sent him. I let him know I have, and he's like, well, just use this link. I guess the show is that guy now. Scott. I've been demoted, Scott. I've been demoted.
You would think, right? You know what I'm saying, Scott? Even Marcel, like your boy John Coopy. I remember when you didn't even know how to put the battery in the remote. Go ahead, tell him, Marcel. Tell it.
Listen, he's a good person. He helped me out. And on top of it, I had already given up. And he said, yo, the best way to flash ELSR. Hey, good morning, Rob. 6:55 a.m. in Australia. Good morning to you and Rob and Sue over there in the land down under. How are you?
Yeah.
Yes. But I just wanted to say thanks. And that the ELRS is coming along.
Dude.
Huh?
He's like I said, John Coopy is a good dude. He's very informed. He got a lot of good. If you haven't checked out his channel, check out his channel. He's got a lot of good videos. He reviews a lot of stuff that you guys will have a lot of fun flying. But your boy John Kuby.
I'm dyslexic, Marcel. I keep saying ESLR. I don't know.
Yeah, that's it.
ELRS, ELRS, ELRS. Express LRS.
Who put you onto that?
Who put me onto it? Actually, I was thinking about it, and Marcel in the chat, he mentioned, well, you might want to consider, because I'm tired of paying so much money for crossover receivers. You spend $40 to $60 for a freaking receiver, and for $60, I got, check this out, for $60, I got this module right here, the ELRS module, and 3 receivers.
I'm in the hole over $6,000 and stuff on drone and batteries and but John
solar panels.
But John Kuby's his boy, right?
I'll buy you lunch Monday.
Whoa!
It's a combination of hardware, software. All right, I apologize. Herman's, you guys know Herman's my boy. You know that already. You don't. I don't even have to say that.
What about Marcel? Marcel's been helping you out too.
Marcel is a great help. That's my boy too.
Okay.
Why not? Yeah. He's the one who got me the module. He sent me the link. He said, try this. And then John Kuby,
and then we gave out credit to John Kuby.
And then John Kuby was like, yo, Radio Masters is the best in the brand. So I followed both him and Electric Light Orchestra, Philip Koshak. He's having a flashback here. ELO.
Shout out to John Kuby, man.
Yeah, I just wanted to say thanks. That's all. That's basically it. But when you gonna play that barbecue video? Because next week is next week we will be on Wednesday. Hold on. Thursday, the day after the stream, is Herman's birthday. So
not this Saturday, but the Saturday after is the drone meetup and on the barbecue and drone meetup.
Yes. So now Herman's birthday, that module is out. I know. I saw it. I saw the 2-watt module, Marcel. Stop it.
We're gonna have plenty of ice water and on deck for you guys that want to keep cool. I don't think it's gonna be that hot, but there's gonna be plenty of ice water for you guys to drink, hot dogs and hamburgers for you guys to eat, and maybe a few other things and whatever you guys want to bring. But we're gonna be in a nice.
Philip Koshak said play the video, but let him get his earplugs in first.
You know what, Philip? I have gone into the video and I have changed. I've adjusted the volume, but somehow I think that every time I go into pick the one that is supposed to go in, I think
Mark Fish is coming down.
I think I picked the wrong one.
Oh wow!
Yeah, they expected Mark to be there.
Yeah, Mark Fish is coming down. Tony, I hope you're going to be there as well.
I hope everybody in the tri-state area can make it.
I'm going to put a poll in the Those Guys group to ask who's coming, so we have a general idea of numbers, a general idea of who's coming. I mean, doesn't matter. You'll just keep coming.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah,
it's a nice place to fly from, a nice place to get hyperlapse from because you got the highway traffic and all that other stuff like that. You got the bridge, you have the yellow submarine, you have Coney Island in the backdrop, you got the Coney Island skyline, you got Coney Island Creek, you got Coney Island Park. There's a lot of stuff to see, you know.
It's that time, Herman.
What, for the video?
After the stream, I'm going to go to the Those Guys group and put a poll to see who's coming. Okay, so if you are coming, please click. You don't have to RSVP. You could just show up randomly. It doesn't matter, but we just want to try to get a general head count of what's going on. With that, you got anything you want to say, Herman? Or is who's coming on after us?
I'm not sure, but I know guys go randomly every other week.
Because if that were the case, I'd say we could stay on a little longer.
Well, what I will say is that for 10% off on all Nano products, please feel free to use the link there, that coupon code 10, Phantom Flight 10 for 10% off on all Nano products. You know, for protecting all your drone needs, to your gimbals, cameras, watches, firearms, whatever you might need to protect. Check that out, Phantom Flight 101. Well, Phantom Flight 10. I'm sorry about that. Phantom Flight 10 for 10%.
I was about to say, you got a new code?
Yeah, no, it's the same old code.
Okay,
And,
well,
yeah.
I don't know if you want to stay on or but
is that an option?
Huh?
Is that an option?
I don't know. Hold on.
Well, I think Johnny and those guys are on live tonight, so
yeah, they're upcoming. It shows upcoming at 7 p.m.
I'll give them the break to get the views.
Okay.
So with that being said, Lawrence, anything else?
No, be safe, fly safer.
And we'll see you next time with those guys. Good night, everyone.
Later. Thank you much. We appreciate you all.
See you later.